In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Verdikta's instant dispute feature to help resolve an argument. This can be an argument you're having with a friend, colleague, family member, or a business dispute. With instant disputes, Verdikta will weigh in and act as an expert sounding board and arbiter. Once a verdict is rendered, it can be shared with others. Participants you've shared the link with can even add to the argument and ask Verdikta to reassess with new information. So let's walk through the steps to create an instant dispute. If you go to the home page of Verdikta, you'll see a very simple, clean home page asking for the title of a dispute. And we're going to describe a dispute with a webinar course. So we'll call this dispute title, we'll say condensed webinar course. And I'm going to say by myself. Now, if you're sitting with another person and you're having a dispute, maybe you're having an argument with your wife or a colleague, you can actually select this and it will ask questions to both parties. But a lot of the time, most people are by themselves when they want to use Verdikta. You just click by yourself, again, for the instant disputes. There is another mechanism for creating disputes and tying those to contracts using Ethereum wallet addresses, which will be covered in a different video. So for now, I'm just going to say I'm by myself, and I'm now going to fill in the description of the dispute. So describe the dispute in detail from your perspective and why you think you're correct. So in this case, I'm going to actually just cut and paste something for brevity. I paid $200 for an 8-week online webinar course with sessions promised weekly. Due to the host's scheduling conflicts, 2 sessions were canceled and not rescheduled, reducing the total number of sessions. While the content was informative, I didn't receive the full value promised. I request a 25% refund proportional to the missed sessions. So that sounds reasonable. Now here would be the defendant rebuttal. Maybe this is an email that was sent back to the person that is filing this dispute. Unforeseen circumstances led to the cancellation of 2 sessions. To compensate, I enriched remaining sessions with additional content and provided extra materials, ensuring the course's educational value remained intact. I acknowledge the inconvenience, but believe a 25% refund is excessive since the course objectives were met. I propose a 10% goodwill refund. So here you see a clear difference of opinion. The filer of the dispute, the plaintiff, is requesting a 25% refund for the course that they took, and the defendant is proposing a 10% refund, saying they've actually compensated for additional supplemental materials. Now, at this point, you can either select Seek Questions, at which time Verdikta will ask a series of questions to both parties, or to just have it weigh in based on this description and this counter argument, you can hit Submit. So for now, I'm just going to hit Submit, and I'm going to let Verdikta weigh in on this simple dispute. So this usually takes anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds to a minute. You can see it's already done. You're going to get now a page with the dispute ID, your description, the contrary perspective, and the verdict. So let's just read the verdict in this case. After carefully considering the details provided by both parties, I conclude that both parties have valid points. It is understandable for the complainant to feel deprived of the full service promised, specifically due to the canceled sessions. The defendant, on the other hand, has made sincere attempts at compensating for the missed sessions through augmentation of remaining sessions and provision of extra materials. A refund would be fair considering the contract was not fully met as originally agreed upon. However, judiciously, the 25% refund request by the complainant does not reflect the effort demonstrated by the defendant to ensure the promised educational value remained intact despite uncontrollable circumstances. In view of the above points, I find a common ground to be more justifiable. I propose a compromise of a 15% refund. This reflects recognition of the disruptions caused by the cancellations, yet acknowledges the efforts made by the defendant to deliver a satisfying learning experience. Explanation. The rationale behind this decision lies in the principle of fairness and in ensuring both parties' concerns are adequately addressed. Precisely, The buyer should not have to pay the full promised price when the full promised service was not received, and the provider, while obligated to fulfill the agreed upon service, has mitigated the expectation by providing additional material resources. Both parties have demonstrated a degree of flexibility and good faith, which should be taken into account while determining a suitable resolution. So now, once you have this, you can share this, you can copy the link, and if this link is shared with the defendant in this case, and the defendant could go here and click disagree and could provide additional feedback. Perhaps they could say, the original classes, I increased the duration of the 6 classes by 50%. So the actual course time was more than if the 2 classes were scheduled as originally planned. So this would be new information. You can then go and submit this, and Verdikta will weigh in on the additional information, taking that into consideration. And as before, this takes 20-30 seconds about to render a verdict. And there you go. The verdict has already been rendered, and this is now taking into consideration the additional 50% increase in the class duration for the 6 classes. Again, this is instant disputes. There's a lot more you can do with Verdikta. If you have an Ethereum wallet, you can actually tie verdicts to contracts, and you can have a counterparty, non-KYC transaction with the counterparty. And there's a lot more that we're doing on the roadmap. But this gives you an idea of how to very simply create a dispute, how to share this with others, and get a feel with how the AI does in resolving different types of disputes. You can really use it for anything. We are eager to get your feedback. Please give it a shot. It's free. And thank you for listening.